All right, should we begin?
Yeah, sure.
How's that? All right. Hey everybody, welcome to Richard Island. Yeah, all right. I'm Anthony.
I'm Chad.
All right, and we're your host on the island. So thanks for coming. And here on Richard Island, what we do is we rate magic cards.
And put them on a list of every magic card that we've decided to talk about and tell you which ones are the best ones, which ones are the worst.
Exactly. How will you know which one is better than another card, Chad? What would tell you that?
There's all kinds of ways. Mostly us. We tell you.
Exactly. Just look at the card's placement on the list, and that'll tell you if it is better than another card. It's very quite simple,
hmm
right?
If a card that you're wondering about hasn't been placed on the list, best way to do it is to ask us.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll rank it against the other cards we've ranked.
And we're going to give you our email address later in the episode, but not just yet because we want you to listen to the whole fucking thing.
Wow, look at that. Dangling our email like a carrot in front of you.
hmm
All right, excellent. I like that. Okay, cool. Well, let's get a current recap of the standings here as of one previous episode.
As of one previous episode, our current standings are the best magic card in all of existence is Jokolops.
Yeah, Yokolops.
Jokolops.
Yokolops is
It's currently number one.
debuted at number one. So
It's number one out of two. And the worst magic card, the number two magic card, is Star of Extinction, which
yeah,
I feel like it's not gonna be the worst card for long.
I don't think so. We don't know though. We're gonna have to see what we talk about this week.
Yeah, we
And,
definitely don't know because I get a random card from Scryfall every week.
right. And once again, it's like, here's the thing, like Star of Extinction, it's a little rough to the pride to know you are the worst card on the list. And not only that, but you debuted at the bottom,
Yeah.
right? However, like in
New
Magic,
bottoms can be created every day, just
Yeah.
like in a gay club.
Exactly. But look, in every, it's kind of appropriate. It was a 2-player game last week, right? Only 2 players ever. Someone's got to be a winner. Someone's got to be a loser. You know what I
Star
mean?
of Extinction played a good game.
Start of
Just
Extinction.
didn't
Yeah.
have what it took.
I wanted it. I was even kind of rooting for it. I was talking about it later, and that talk about how it combos was very interesting. That 20 damage. I'm telling you, when Magic cards print a number on them, that's a thing.
Numbers are good.
Right, because think about it. When you say pay X, people are like, well, that could be anything. Oh, it could even be a boat, And it's like, yeah, but Start of Extinction has a boat printed on it. You can just buy the boat, right? So, that number 20, think about it. How often have you seen an X equal to 20 or more?
Not for a long time.
That's what I'm saying. All for 7 mana. It's like, don't sleep on that effect. But yeah, but that's the thing. It was a good challenge. It was a good challenger. So that was a great way to kick it off. All right. This week we have 2 new cards coming to the island, being drawn into existence.
And the first draw, my card, random card. Let's see what Scryfall gives us. Scryfall is giving us no. I don't think can we use a token. Can we rank a token?
Okay. Here's the thing. Can you play it in a deck?
No.
Ooh, that's tough.
Like tokens would be created by cards in a deck.
Yeah, they're kind of like +1/+1 counters. They're not really magic cards.
Yeah.
Because a token doesn't actually even have to be a card. We have tokens that are cards.
Yeah.
But they're not.
I mean, before they started printing tokens on cards, people would just use like loose change in their pockets, bottle caps.
Yeah, so this is just a fancy bottle cap in the shape of a card.
Yeah. Sorry, snake token.
Sorry, snake token. You've been banished from the island.
Oh, all right. I have a card. So the card that I drew completely randomly using Scryfall's random card function is Distortion Strike. It is from Iconic Masters. Costs 1 blue. It is a sorcery. Target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. And it has Rebound. Rebound, for those of you guys that don't remember, if you cast this spell from your hand, exile it as it resolves. At the beginning of your next upkeep, you may cast this card from exile without paying its mana cost. And the illustrator is Goran Jozic.
Wow. So what was that card again?
Distortion Strike.
I'm gonna put that into my Scryfall here, so I have it. Distortion Strike. Okay. And which version are we going with? We're going with the Rise of Eldrazi?
Iconic Masters.
You want to go with that's because that's the version it drew you, huh?
Yep.
My card, less random. I tend to draw my cards from the library of my mind. And this week, card is I'm bringing to the table is Stranglehold. Yeah, Stranglehold. So Stranglehold is 3 and a red, and it's for an enchantment that was originally printed in the Commander 2011 product. So, yeah, sorry, all you people looking for standard legal. Never it was. All right, the text box reads for the rules text here, it's your opponents can't search libraries. All right. And if an opponent would begin an extra turn, that player skips that turn instead. All right.
Ooh.
All right. Nice little bit of flavor text here for those who like riddles. The correct answer to a barbarian's riddle is to choke on your own cleverness and die. I love that. That's definitely aimed at the blue mages. So,
Yes.
all right. And this was illustrated by John Stanko. I don't know.
I like Stanko.
Stanko's kind of cool. Yeah,
Put a little Stanko on it.
Put a little Stanko on it. Yeah, definitely. And it's a pretty good one. It's actually a guy. They took it. Mr. Stanko took it very little here. It's a gentleman actually strangling a guy in having a guy in the stranglehold. So that's great. So
Yeah, and the guy who's strangling definitely looks sort of barbarianish. He's a tough dude, and the guy who is being strangled maybe a little dorkier.
all right, yeah, you know what I mean. I don't know. He's you know what? It's like he's got that haircut that you only see in kung fu movies.
Mhm.
Right. I mean, well, unless you actually lived in China during a certain time period, it's that one where it's like the bald head with just the ponytail, right? Coming out.
It's like a Q or a QU or a QUE.
I don't
Something. I don't know.
I don't know how to pronounce it,
I'm
but
not good at Chinese.
yeah, but it's that one where you're just like no hair except the ponytail.
Mhm.
So pretty kung
That's
fu.
braided.
Yeah, but he's not winning this one. So the barbarian got him. All right, Chad. Let's get into some kind of possible scoring and some ratings on the list then, shall we? The name, what would you say out of 8? What would you give the name?
I think Stranglehold's just a better name, straight up.
Oh, okay, better name, but like I mean just a distortion strike though. Like what would you say is how much what would you say it's worth? Like the name on a scale of 0 to 8, what would you say distortion strike is in terms of name?
Let's give it a 5.
All right,
Yeah, it's
5.
better than average, I think.
Like you'll remember it.
Yeah, it's not a bad name.
All right, like I you know I I'm trying to think, would I remember distortion strike if I didn't have it on the screen in front of me? and maybe if I didn't play it, is that how memorable is that name?
I don't think we should necessarily think about it in terms of how memorable the name is,
Uh-huh.
as much as as much as what is the likelihood upon hearing the name that you're going to remember what this does.
Oh, I see. Kind of like a connection ability. All right, that's cool. Can't be blocked. Distortion strike. Yeah, I could. Yeah, I think the distortion part would remind me that it was blue, and then maybe that it was unblockable, and the strike would be like, oh, but he still got the +1 in there, and then rebound. I gotta
Yeah, I
remember that.
think that if we're grading it on just how likely we are to remember what it does, it's probably more like a 2 or a 3,
All
honestly.
right, one blue. That's great. Casting cost. I think.
It's hard to beat 1 mana.
Hard to beat 1 mana. I'm gonna give it probably gonna give it like a 6.
Hmm.
Uh, out of 8 on that one. I don't know. Maybe even a 7. It's one blue is a good score for
Yeah,
for a card.
I I think anything that costs 1 mana, uh, it automatically gets a 7 from me. The only way that it gets a
Well, what ends if it's a junk card though, like some janky 1/1 or something?
it still only costs 1 mana.
Yeah.
If we're looking at the casting cost divorced from the rest of the card,
Hmm.
1 mana is just always going to be a 7.
Okay, 7.
Like,
7 sounds good. I give it a 7 too. I think
yeah,
its casting cost is very good. The art, Chad is a fan. What you giving it on the art?
the art I would give it a 6.
6. Okay, cool.
Like
I on the
like
other
that's something I would be okay with having a print of on a wall.
I'm very scared of the Arachna Centaur man. So I'm giving it a 3 on the art. It scares me.
It's not just that he has those weird like spider crab whatever legs.
Yeah,
He also has 4 arms,
yeah,
so
um,
he's got like just way too many limbs.
yeah. All right. The fact that this is a sorcery is its spell type. That doesn't help it.
Sorcery, like again, this is
Doesn't
something
hurt.
where
Doesn't
it's like
hurt it. Yeah, yeah. So-
when you divorce it from all other context of the card,
right.
it's just like sorcery is always going to be like kind of average. I think
Okay.
like sorcery's got to be the 4.
Yeah. I mean, would this be better if it were an aura that destroyed itself after 2 turns? I don't know. Uh, Nah, no, it's because it's better because then it can't be targeted after the fact that it's cast. You'd have to counter each
Yeah,
version of this spell, and then because what's great about it too is it's not in your graveyard afterwards. It's exiled after it resolves, and then it comes back, and you
gets
make
cast again and then goes into your graveyard, I believe. Right?
yeah, yep, you can cast it from exile without paying its mana cost. So that's pretty neat. All right, yeah. You know what? I think the fact that it's a sorcery is fine. So I'm gonna give it somewhere in the middle. I'll probably give it a 3 again. But you were giving it a 4. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
All right, and then iconic masters.
Wait, are we grading it as like how good of a set it was part of? I
Yeah,
feel like that is ridiculous.
I mean, like, hey, look, this card came from iconic masters. I don't know if that means anything to you. It might not.
Like
We don't have to grade that. It's just
I
it's an uncommon.
I like iconic masters.
How about the fact that how about its rarity? We won't grade its set, but we'll grade its rarity.
Oh, I'm still kind of confused as to like how
Like
much context to bring into everything.
the fact that
Like,
it's a
is
one.
this worth it being an uncommon, or is it just like, do I like uncommon cards?
Well, just like for example, if this card was a rare, I'd be very angry at that rarity, and I would rate it
Yeah,
very lowly.
this would be a shit pull for a rare.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so if I opened up a pack, that's what I'm saying. I opened up Iconic Masters and I got Distortion Strike. Okay, all right. I'm okay with that. I'm feeling very mild on that actually. I'm feeling like, oh, that's like a
I think this
4
is
for me.
honestly, I think it's somewhat of a poor card
For an
for an
uncommon, right?
uncommon.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. Like that could be a
I don't think that it's necessarily like I feel like it would be and it would be a very high value common, but as an uncommon, it's kind of low value.
I've just
Like
found
I would give it a maybe a 2 or a 3.
yeah, yeah, that's where I'm at as well. I'm kind of giving it like I'm feeling very like meh about it, so I'm giving it like a 2. All right. Okay, and then what do we think of its rules text?
Rules text is fine. It describes it adequately.
Uh, yeah, or what, or even the effects, the fact that it has rebound.
Oh,
I think
what
that,
it does?
yeah, what it
Uh,
does.
yeah. Uh, it's pretty cool. It's again stronger, much stronger and limited than it would be in constructed. I don't think there's any way it makes the 99 in any commander deck I would build.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's like one of those things where I'm like, okay, it prevents from like like one thing that's these spells like tend to like suck because like you cast them on a creature and they're just like murder that one blockable creature, and then you're like, dang, my spell did nothing. But now at
Mhm.
least it comes back next turn. You're like, now I make my second best creature unblockable. So but once again,
Hope
it's
you
like,
don't murder that one.
yeah, I'm just not super excited about these kinds of effects. So I'm giving this another like kind of like
This is a
two.
2.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm so sorry. If you love Distortion Strike. Okay, and then the
Flavor
artist,
text 0. Has
yeah,
none.
yeah, flavor text and let's see, 2, 4, 6, yeah, flavor text. It gets a 0 on the flavor text. Just that's just the facts. That's just the facts. It just doesn't
Mhm.
have flavor text, so that's the facts. And then also like I guess what we can do? We can do like the printing, right?
Oh, like the frame and
Frame and everything like that. Yeah, I guess what. Let's see. Let me compare it to the Rise of the Eldrazi. Oh, almost exactly the same. Iconic Masters, not much. It's a little bit more vibrant. I don't know, but
yeah,
uh, yeah. I don't know. I think that's fine. I think that's right in the
it
middle.
looks fine. It's a 4.
Yeah, I wouldn't be much. I wouldn't. You know what? I'm gonna give it a little bit of a down, like a 3, because I personally would rather have the Rise of Eldrazi version, just because it's like if you're gonna have the same art, same everything, I'd rather have the original.
Okay.
So that's just my feelings. Oh, and was the original was printed at Common. Oh my god. Yep. See that?
They made it more up. What?
Oh
Why?
my god, that makes so much. Okay, yeah.
Like it's a high value common because it's doing all kinds of different stuff, but that didn't necessarily make it any better of a card.
So your Iconic Masters printing, are you a fan of that or?
Oh, now that I know that they made it in uncommon, I'm just like, oh, that makes me kind of upset now.
Okay, so Chad, here we go. We got 5, 7, that's 12, 18, 22 plus 6 is 28. For was your score for Distortion Strike, just for your awareness, when
Okay.
for ranking purposes. Mine was an 11 plus 6, which is 17 plus 6, which is a 23. I gave it a 23 just for my own ranking purposes. All right, cool. Let's go over Stranglehold. Let's see what kind of a score we can give it, just for a little bit of reference here. By the way, I just want to point out that the scoring thing is something we didn't do in the pilot, but we were thinking just as a good point of reference and ranking, we would score cards just so we could kind of see generally where they fell. All right, so Stranglehold. How about that name?
All right. I know that the sort of the qualifiers that I gave for distortion strike, I was like, how likely is it that you're going to remember what the card does based on the name? I think Stranglehold needs different criteria to be based on.
Yeah.
I think that if you're going to grade a name like Stranglehold, the question should be, how fucking metal is this?
Yeah, this card is totally fucking metal.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just like if you were gonna have a band, would you name it Stranglehold? If you were releasing your first album, would you call it Stranglehold?
right. It's like if you were Ted Nugent, would you name a song Stranglehold?
Hmm.
It's like, of course you would. And I think it is. I like that idea of like the stranglehold and to locking down people from searching and no extra turns. Like it's a great name. Like
Yeah,
that card is named very well.
Yeah. Uh, it's just, is this the name of your first single? Is this the name of your first album? Is this the name of your band?
Yeah, it's not perfect, right? It doesn't names even tell a story or kind of thing. So it's like it's a little bit kind of abstract in another regard, right?
Yeah,
So I don't
this
know if
is
this is,
actually not as good a name as like last week we were
but
talking about Yokolop and Star of
right.
Extinction.
But it's up there. Like for me, this name is like a 7. I love this. I love this kind of name. I think this is great. But it's
No,
not perfect.
I would say that it's a 6 for me. Like this is an album. It's not a band.
Okay, so excellent. So on to the casting cost. Ooh,
4 is tough.
ooh.
There's a lot of value at 4.
I know that's such a big ask. This is by far one of the biggest reasons why this card is not being played. Uh yeah, I gotta give it like a 2 on the casting cost. That casting cost is brutal. Its effect is so good, but and what would you say you're giving it on cast?
I would give it a 3. Like it the effects are so good that I don't I want to grade it high, but knowing how many other things you could do at 4
Yeah.
is the part that really holds it down.
No, yeah, it's just I mean, it doesn't get a total bomber score out of me because like only one red. That's not bad. Splashable.
Yeah, it's not like it's like 1 uncolored and 3 red.
Yeah, but it's just like in the colors in red that plays this and for the effect it's just like ooh, you're asking the red mage a lot. You get it's like I would almost rather lose the bottom part of the text and have it cost like 2 less or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would be a better card. All right, cool. The card type, the fact that it's an enchantment, I'd say that's definitely a bonus actually for this card.
I think enchantments are good, but enchantments are generally the ones that do that comes into play doesn't have immediate effects.
Yeah. You know what? Here's the thing. The fact that it's enchantment, okay, would this card be better if it had power and toughness?
I think I personally think so because when I think of red, I think of creatures stomping faces.
Yeah. It's just like it just changed that it just changes the nature of the effect in my opinion. It's like do you make it do you put both effects on the creature and then for 4 mana make it like a 1/1 and then you're like how useful is a 1/1 that's just easy to die? do you
Uh,
do you put the same effect on a much more expensive creature and then now you have something with significant power and toughness but the effect is coming in so late, how useful is it, right? It's just like I just feel
if
like
this was a creature instead of an enchantment, I think it would be a 2/2.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And at 4 mana, I don't know. I'd rather have the durability. So for me, the enchantment is actually probably it's more on the advantageous side. So I'll give it a 4 probably for that. And then where were you coming in at that?
I was looking at 3 or 4 also.
3, okay, that's cool. And then let's see, moving on to the rarity. It's a rare,
Yeah, this
but
is
it
a
came,
good rare.
but it came in a commander um product. So it's a hard to come by card. But anyway, so it's rare. It's printed out rare. I think that's uh
That's appropriate.
yeah, it seems about right for this effect. So that's fine. I'll just give it another 4 in the middle. That doesn't seem to be
Like
too
if this was a mythic, uh, I think that the level of abilities that it does, I would say it was a weak mythic.
yeah, exactly. It'd be a weak mythic. It'd be a pretty as far as like the scope of the card, if it was uncommon, you'd be like, wow, that's a lot for an uncommon.
Yeah, that
So
would
yeah,
be
so
ridiculous.
rare seems pretty appropriate for me, right in the
Yeah,
middle of the pack there. All right. As far as the effects go, I love these. I love the rule text for this. I don't know if it's all worth it and stuff in there, but like I don't know. It's definitely to me, it's definitely above average in terms of like power. So, but maybe not so much for the cost and the enchantment and all that stuff. But I'm looking at maybe like a 6 for this. Maybe, yeah, maybe a 6 out of 8.
Yeah, 6 sounds good.
Yeah,
Because like in 8, for rules text, like in 8 for as to what the card does, it needs to be an I win.
yeah. And I love the fact that like, and you know, moving on to the flavor text too. It's like the fact that it has like um the that it relates to not only the title of the card but also the effect of the card, right? I think is great, and it almost even in the flavor text tells you the type of players that are gonna like not like this card. It's the ones that are doing all the clever stuff, right? It's like,
Mhm.
ooh, look at how clever my deck is, and you're like, you know what I do? I bash face. And
Yeah.
and I like that this is a way of like, oftentimes the red player has a tough time attacking the blue player because the blue player doesn't have anything to attack, right? So like this is a way to like cut off their oxygen supply, and I love that. So I think this flavor text is another win on this card. I definitely give it like a 6.
I would grade the flavor text much lower. Uh, like I understand everything that you're saying about it, but
Mm-hmm.
the flavor text to me doesn't make sense at all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the correct answer to a barbarian's riddle is to choke on your cleverness and die. So
Mm-hmm.
the barbarian is the one who is asking the question,
Right.
and the answer is that he's going to strangle you.
Right.
And it's just like, but if he's the one asking the question, isn't he the one that's trying to be fucking clever?
Oh, you're right.
If it said the barbarian's answer to your riddle is to choke on your cleverness and die, that would
Ah,
make more sense to me.
wow. You know what, Chad? You have swayed me on that one. You're right. This was a flavor fail.
I think this is like a 2,
Oh
honestly.
yeah, you're right. It is a 2. Wow, thank you for helping me come to my senses. Uh, what did
Art's
we?
still great though.
Uh, oh, that's the part that we missed in this score, but I'll put it in now. The art. Um, yeah. So what do you think of the actual art?
So, you know how I said Stranglehold could be an album title?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the art. This is the cover art.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, that'd be great. I like this art too. And
Yeah, just like in the upper right hand corner, Stranglehold, and then like the name of your band.
and it's like I love this is gonna sound like kind of subtle, but like in the background there's like there's all these stacks of books,
Hmm.
right, indicating to this is a learned man. But I like the fact that there's also a memento mori in the back. There's a little skull, and I like the fact that it's like, yeah, you're learned, you have all this knowledge, and that knowledge is power, but you are immortal, and you can still die, so I love that even the background has like some kind of like symbolic references in there, and that's very great. So yeah, this is good art. I'm hoping, unless Chad's going to change my mind.
No, no, I think the art's like a 7, honestly.
Yeah, this is pretty awesome. Yeah, I'm
The
down with 7.
the thing that I love about like all the books and stuff in the back is because what this card is made for, it's the anti-tutor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's something that appears on almost every tutor card is a book
Yeah,
because the tutor is helping you learn.
right.
So it's like obviously the guy who is strangling to death is a tutor.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And yeah, so this is all great. I love it.
The
And
only
then
way that this could be better is if the guy who was being strangled had horns. So he looked just like the original demonic
demonic
tutor.
tutor. Yeah, that'd be awesome. And then all right, and then it's a part of the Commander 2011 anthology printing.
A good year.
Yeah, I think this was these early Commander sets are super important. I can't fault the card that it was only printed once and in this set, but the fact that this set contained this card, I think it was great. And yeah, I think the Commander products have all been a pretty big win in my opinion. So,
Hmm.
and the fact that if you have this card, I mean, it's a valuable card. So it's like definitely the printing matters. It was only ever reprinted again in the Commander Anthology. So only 2 very small, limited printings of this. So a tough card to get a hold of. Definitely making it a very exclusive choice too for you red mages. So have that piece of bling in there. Very few other people might have it. So that's cool.
Let's give it a 6.
Yeah, six seems about right for that. It's not like vintage cool, but it's definitely like Commander cool.
Hmm. So,
So
what's the numbers look like, Anthony?
all right, we got 12, 18, 22, 24, 30, 37 was your score for
Hmm.
Stranglehold.
I am a
And
generous scorer.
yeah, I gave it a 9 plus 8, 17, 23, 25, 32, 38. I gave it a 38. I gave it a little bit, got a
Hmm.
little bit of bumpy from me, but all right, cool. So we're definitely thinking Stranglehold is coming in above
Distortion Strike.
Distortion Strike, the card I said whose name I knew I was gonna forget. Oh god.
I think that we knew pretty early on that it was going to be better than Distortion Strike. This is the difficult part. Where does it come in on the list?
Ooh, where does it come in on the list?
Is it
Okay.
a better card than Star of Extinction?
Oh, that's such a hard call.
Is it better to oppress your opponent by not letting him do things that he thinks is going to help him win? Or is it better to oppress him by trying to board wipe?
Hmm. You know what? It's like, here's the thing. Like, uh, so one area we really dinged Star of Extinction on, or not Star of Extinction, but Stranglehold was the casting costs,
Hmm.
right? But that I don't, even with Star Extinction coming in at 7, I feel like that casting cost is okay for that effect.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of where you want it to happen as well, right? Like,
And it's not something where you have a ton of choice of exactly what kind of thing that you're going to want to do.
right, right. And it's, I don't think it's hurt by once again, it everything on that is appropriate. The fact that it's a sorcery, the fact that uh you know another area we kind of dinged uh Stranglehold on was the flavor text,
Hmm.
right? And the flavor text on Star of Extinction was fine. It was appropriate and it was great.
Yeah. And it references another card, which is also always fun.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of helps to kind of sink in the lore of it. So it's just like, and then I don't really see uh Stranglehold eclipsing it on its other things. Like we gave it high marks on Title, but Title would be fine on Star of Extinction. Maybe not as high, but definitely not as low.
Yeah, Star of Extinction it's a single. It's not an album.
Yeah, see that's the thing. Like when we talk about like all-time bangers, it's like the reason why Stranglehold would appear not a lot lower on the overall list than Star of Extinction, but definitely lower than Star of Extinction is because like it just has fewer weaknesses.
Hmm.
It's like it might not hit as high as a 7 or an 8 on any category, but it's probably pretty close to straight sixes across the board.
Yeah,
It's
everything that Star of Extinction wants to do, it
yeah,
does well. Not
right.
great, but well.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm thinking it's going to come in. It's definitely uh Stranglehold's no Joker hops, and it doesn't beat out Star of Extinction. But
But
it's
it's definitely better than Distortion Strike.
but it's
So
definitely better than Distortion Strike.
we're looking at now number 3 on the list all time is going to be Stranglehold, and the current worst card in the entirety of Magic is Distortion Strike.
Distortion Strike, you are holding up the end there, but you are still a Magic card, and we love you.
We are not voting you off Richard Island.
Yeah, you're just like, don't think of yourself as our least favorite child. Just think of it as the one that has the least amount of things that we like about them.
Hmm. And you never know. We could have more children later and decide that we like them even less than you.
Right, exactly. So just know that like having tens of thousands of brothers and sisters are wonderful in terms of your self-esteem. Not for
We're,
all of them, but probably for you, Distortion
We're
Strike.
we're definitely gonna find people that we like less than you. It's just a matter of we've forgotten that we have them.
Yeah. All right, cool. So there we go. So 4 cards on our list now. Uh, Yokel Ops still leading the way, and followed by Star of Extinction week 1, dominating week 2, but week 2 having some interesting points and fun cards to talk about. So yeah, that's great. All right, let's moving on to the end step here, where Chad and I get to share some of the gaming we've been doing over the past week. Chad, what you been gaming?
Well, honestly, I am caught in the middle of a move right now. You may have noticed me wiping my nose or blowing it in the background. You may also notice a bunch of junk behind me. That is because, like I said, I'm caught in the middle of a move right now, which means that I haven't had a ton of time for regular gaming, as it were. However, I've been playing a lot of Trunk Tetris, which is not as fun as drunk Tetris, let me tell you that. But I've mostly been moving stuff around in cars, trying to make more things fit.
That's cool. That is a game.
Yeah, it is because I'm using the skills that were literally given to me by playing Tetris growing up.
Spatial awareness,
Hmm.
understanding that sometimes you have to sacrifice little areas for, overall strategy. Yeah, these are all gaming things, and it's just your stakes were very real.
Hmm.
Instead of getting points, the better you Tetrised, the more
The less
efficient
gas.
yeah, that more efficient your move. Like the stakes were very real for you
Hmm.
in this game of Tetris, you know. So that's cool. Real in real life Tetris. That's awesome. Mine was I'm not undergoing so much stress right now. Although the game I've been playing does. I've been playing Don't Starve Together.
Oh.
Yeah, me and me and my wife Shay have been playing, and it is what I like about it is it's all the joys of kind of like a Minecraft survival
Hmm.
together type experience, but it's so hard. The game is like it's very unforgiving,
Hmm.
and it's just I think that's great. I think it's like because in Minecraft, let's be honest, if you die just from the elements,
You
like
were just not good at the game.
you're worse than an 8-year-old child
Hmm.
basically at playing games. So I feel like Don't Starve is like a cool, if you like that sort of like, you know, construction and building and like all that kind of stuff, but you like it with like some real stakes, like your food spoils rapidly, night and day matter, the enemies are dangerous and difficult to fight. It's
Hmm.
it's a really great game. So if you're looking for like there's not too many great cooperative games out there that you can also play split screen, right, which is
Hmm.
nice in these times, right? So it's like I think that yeah, Don't Starve Together is a good pickup if you haven't already played.
PC.
PC, it's on Xbox. I don't know if it's on PlayStation, but I think it's great. I think it's probably easiest to play on PC,
Hmm.
but the Xbox, they streamline the controls very well in there, and that's what we've been playing on. So
Okay.
yeah, so that's great. So all right, cool. So we can getting some gaming in. Hopefully, after the move completes, get some more gaming back on your agenda. Maybe we get some of that Zoomcast Commander that
Oh,
we've been hoping for.
that'd be real nice. Real
That'd be
nice.
that'd be great. All right, cool. So hey, thanks everyone for watching, listening to Richard Island. We hope you come back soon.
Bye.
All right.
One of these days, we're going to figure out a good sign up.